This is Action Sports Jax First and 10 Training Camp, sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
We're only 4 days in, right? 4 days in. So still installing, still learning, still teaching, progressing okay. It's obviously we're not a finished product.
Still plenty of time. Doug Peterson trying to calm the waters after a weekend of panic about the offense and Trevor Lawrence. It was a bad Saturday practice, but the Jags head coach quick to remind everyone that it was just practice, and the defense is ahead of the offense most every training camp in week one across the league. Hello, everyone, and welcome to First and 10 Training Camp. I'm Brent Martineau. Today's another day, and this is a new week. The good news, the offense looked better today. Trevor Lawrence more sharp, some big plays to the receivers, including rookie first-round pick Brian Thomas Jr. He's been off to a slow start, but had a nice day. No doubt everyone feels a bit better on Monday than they did over the weekend about this football team. Action Sports Jax Stuart Webber was at practice today. It wasn't perfect, but it was a lot better than Monday.
Day 5 of Jaguars training camp officially in the books, and the story continues to be, if you want it to be, the Jags offense struggling. And there were some struggles, an interception by Trevor Lawrence, fumbles by Jaguars receivers. But I will say you saw improvement towards the end of practice. Trevor starting to hook up with his offensive weapons and really coaching them up over the course of this practice. And that's what you want to see this time of year. Head coach Doug Peterson obviously is not concerned, as we're only 5 days into Jaguars training camp.
I want to see what guys know. Are they running the right routes? I want to see if Trevor's going through the progression. I want to see, if it's a team situation, protection aspects of that. That's the teaching part of training camp. We're not in week 5. It's day 5, really, of practice.
Finding that happy medium of, making mistakes and learning from them, but also having a sense of urgency of getting better, competing, and taking that next step as an offense.
Defense is typically ahead of offense, but it's going to happen, and you just work through it. That's what today's for. We're not playing a game for a while. So it's as coaches, it's time to make the corrections, and then as players, you learn from that and you move on and get better today.
One thing about this first week of training camp, you can always look at it from the completely opposite perspective, and the fact that Ryan Nielsen's defense is looking strong early on this year. I guess it's kind of up to you whether you want to be an optimist or a pessimist or a realist, and just know that it's practice, and we'll see how this thing evolves over the next few months. For Action Sports Jax, I'm Stuart Webber.
Oh, come on, let's not be too realist, Stuart. Tyson Campbell progressing, by the way, still limited from ankle tweak, but he looked good on Monday. And by the way, when he's been out there, he's looked fantastic. Fans on Tuesday get to see the team in pads for the first time this year, so we'll see at practice in the morning. And Patrick Murtaugh showing off some skills today. The former Aussie Rules footballer trying to make the team as a tight end. Could be a backup punter or kicker too, especially since the Jags cut Riley Patterson tonight. So Cam Little is the only place kicker on the roster. That will be a fun dynamic to watch. Like many other former players and coaches that have passed through Jacksonville and the Jaguars organization, Mike Mularkey is still around town. He's retired in the Jacksonville area. While most will remember a forgettable 2-14 season in 2012, Mularkey's career was a lot more than that, from the Florida Gators to a 9-year player in the NFL to a successful coordinator in Atlanta and success as a head man in Buffalo and Tennessee. He joined our show today, and we asked him his thoughts on Trevor Lawrence.
Well, you see why he was picked when he was picked, first overall. You see that, what he's capable of doing. I just, the consistency is what, to me, I need to see more consistency of high-level play based on, where he was picked, what's his expectations, not just from the team, but on himself. But now with the contract, he's got a lot more on his plate that he's got to prove. But I just, more consistency, coming out every week, playing at a high level and giving your chance a team to win every week. That's one thing I can say about Matt Ryan. Regardless of the score of the game, I never thought we were out of the game all the way till the clock, was finished. We always felt like we had a chance. I don't have that feeling with Trevor right now. That's the point I think that team has to get to where they think we're in it. Who cares score-wise? We have a chance, and I'm not sure that that's the feel right now.
Mike was terrific today. More of that conversation on our podcasts and social media, including our YouTube channel, Action Sports Jacks. Tomorrow, we take the show live to Jags training camp from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Part of the lineup on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network that begins in the morning with Miller and Moulton. We're not done with the Jags just yet. The defense has been good, and that includes a free agent corner locking the Jags receivers up early in camp. The conversation coming up next. And practice schedule this week every day but Thursday. Remember, Saturday's practice is inside the stadium, and instead of early in the 8 o'clock hour, it's 10 a.m. until 12:30. On Saturday, you have to register, though, jaguars.com/training camp for these practice sessions.
When you think sports, you think Action Sports Jacks, the official station of the Jaguars, on location for every game. But the most experienced team in town doesn't stop there. From high school football to the big events in the area, Action Sports Jacks is always on. Now, we take that to a new level. Action Sports Jacks 24/7 is around-the-clock coverage of the teams you love and the moments you can't miss. The best local sports in Jacksonville on Action Sports Jacks 24/7.
You're watching Action Sports Jacks, 1st and 10, Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
We just fine the crap out of them. We just give them fines, random fines, and make them pay us some money. Now, BT's been great. We're still waiting on our snacks, though, so he's got something coming for him if we don't get those snacks by tomorrow.
Christian Kirk on the rookie. Hopefully Brian Thomas Jr. went to the grocery store today. He's got some payment to make to the veteran wide receivers on the Jags roster, it sounds like. Welcome back, everybody. 1st and 10 training camp. I'm Brent Martineau. So much talk about the Jags offense, but not enough about the Jaguars defense. They have been fantastic so far in practice, and the depth at cornerback looks really good. A lot of different players making plays. That includes free agent acquisition Ronald Darby. The veteran out of Florida State still has game at 30 years old. Action Sports Jacks Stuart Webber catching up with the corner.
It's been great. Like, we got a lot of guys that's hungry, guys that come out with great energy every day. Young team, smart team. I'm like one of the oldest guys on the defense, so like it's just great being around that to keep it going.
For you, how has this camp been? Getting used to a system with Ryan Nielsen, but also getting used to new surroundings. Your performance at camp so far has been?
I feel as though I've been doing good. There's always room for improvement. Each day I try to go out there and work on something, whether it's staying patient in my pedal, working the line more, lining up the correct ways, getting in great football shape, so it's been good.
I think one of the cool things with your story is that you got to experience the Philadelphia days with Coach Peterson. Seeing him then versus now, you can probably give us the perspective more than anyone else about how he's evolved as a coach and how different is he now compared to back when you guys won the Super Bowl?
He got more experience on him, of course, but he's the same. Like, you're gonna work hard, and he count on you to take care of your bodies off the field, because when we get out here, like, he want us to work, and that's only to make us better. So, like, he a great coach. Like, I love playing for him. Like, I'm happy I'm back with him.
Touched on Jarian Jones being a fellow Florida State guy. You've walked this path that he has, moving from Tallahassee to the NFL. Have you kind of taken him under your wing there as a fellow Garnet and Gold guy?
Yeah, I sit next to him in some of the meetings. He a great dude. Like, we always coaching each other up. He a smart player. He know a lot of things too. There's some things, he's still working on, but he got all the athletic ability in the world. Like, he reminded me of myself when I first came out. He could run with anybody. And he got great ball skills, get in and out of his cuts, smart, love to compete. Like, he a great player.
There's been a lot of talk just about his intelligence when it comes to the game and having his assignments right and things like that. To be in the right place at the right time as a rookie, I think is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, it's a great attribute to have. It's something that kind of go under the radar. A lot of people coming out love the size and everything, but at the end of the day, it's about covering your guy. So, and he could do that.
Darby might be a heck of a bargain that this team signed in free agency. College ball has been underway, and that includes Darby's old Florida State team. They have an early game in Ireland against Georgia Tech in 4 weeks. The Knowles and Mike Norvell have to replace a lot in Tallahassee from that undefeated regular season in 2023. FSU brought in former Clemson and Oregon State QB DJ Ugalele to take over for Jordan Travis.
I like the back and forth, and we've been good over the last few years of being explosive on both sides of the ball, and obviously it's going to do nothing but make us better as we compete with each other.
Florida State will be coming to Jacksonville next week. Its annual road trip to UNF for a couple of practices. Those are closed to the public, but we'll have coverage here on Action Sports Jacks. And it's not just the NFL and colleges practicing. Training begins for high school football with some local teams burning the midnight oil to get it going. That is coming up next. Action Sports Jacks coverage all day long. Starts at 8 a.m. on Action News Jacks this morning on Fox 30. We'll be live once again on the new AS Jacks 24/7 network. We're there from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. and then some each and every day. And of course on social media and deep into the night right here on 1st and 10 Training Camp.
You're watching Action Sports Jacks, 1st and 10 Training Camp, sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
They're excited. Happy high school football season. First day of practice today, and that started at midnight for some area schools like Oakleaf. Media Days on Thursday. The Jamborees are August 16th, and the first regular season game is August 23rd in Florida. Fireworks and everything to start that thing in Oakleaf. The Jackson Tigers also going at midnight on Main Street, getting started under Bobby Ramsey, takes over for the Tigers, all part of opening week in high school football in the state of Florida. What about at Bradford? Oh, the Tornadoes think they're going to be good again. They have to replace some talent in the 2023 team that made it to the state championship game. Jamie Rogers and the Tornadoes are in a nice cycle right now. They've got a lot of talent. Their defense has been dominant the last couple of years. They hope to keep it rolling in the fall.
They've always had a saying on the wall in Bradford inside our conference room, anybody, anytime, anywhere. And, we've got the kids that are talented enough, but we got a tough schedule this year, but our kids want it that way. They enjoy playing the best.
They got fireworks out in Bradford, too. Now, that's for games, not for practice. Jamie Rogers will be on after the game next week. This week, it's Bowles Matt Tobin, 2 o'clock show on the Action Sports Jacks 24/7 network. Get on the Action News Jacks app or actionnewsjacks.com. You can watch on Roku, Apple TV, Google TV+. Plus, it replays at 6 p.m. tomorrow. And again, a couple of times on Friday. We also put on our YouTube channel all the episodes on a playlist so you can just rifle through them all. Fantastic stories from area high school coaches. We're live at training camp in the morning. We'll see you there.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jacks 1st and 10 Training Camp, sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.